Good morning, and welcome to the first day of your trip through Japan with PacSet. Well, not really. This is a video, and as you've probably noticed, you're not in Japan yet. But hey, you will be soon, and that's why I'm here to tell you what it's like to be on one of our adventures. Today, we'll be walking around, I'll be telling you some of the cultural stuff you want to keep in mind, and showing you how the trip will work. At the beginning of your trip, you'll be getting one of these. This itinerary outlines the entire trip and tells you what to expect every single day. It also comes in digital. You'll also want to bring any sort of rail passes we give you, such as a Suica card or a JR pass or a JR South Hokkaido pass. You'll also want to bring your passport if you want to take advantage of any tax-free shopping discounts for residents of foreign countries. Or you can leave it in your room in a secure safe or a hidden spot. We strongly suggest you pack light, regardless of the trip. More about that later. Oh yeah, on the actual trip, the guide won't come in your room and talk to you like this, because that'd be weird. Just so you know. Okay, let's go. When you leave your hotel room in the morning, make sure that you have your key and that there's not a do not disturb sign on your door. If you leave your do not disturb sign on your door, the hotel will call us because they think that you will have died. So, if you don't want your room cleaned during the day, please talk to your guides so we can let the hotel know that you do not want cleaning for that day. Many of our hotels have laundry services as well, which is great if you're trying to pack light. One word of caution though, Japanese dryers are not that powerful, so you're going to want to keep your laundry loads smaller so that everything will dry. You don't want to end up with a giant mass of sopping wet clothes that you have to dry in your room overnight. Oh, good morning. Each morning we have a set meeting time for the day's activities. If we don't see you at the meeting time, we're going to assume that you're just hanging out on your own for the day, so be sure to be on time if you want to join us. You ready? Let's go. The main method we'll be using to get around is this, walking. You're going to be on your feet a lot, so you want to make sure that you pace yourself. Also, wear comfortable footwears. Sneakers with insoles are good, but leave those flats and heels at home. Here's a fun fact. A lot of people get more tired on shopping days than they do on days where we're doing something like hiking or exploring. Want to know why? Well, for starters, when you're hiking, see, you're walking all day, but you're taking breaks, you're taking water breaks, you're taking a rest every once in a while. But when you're shopping, you stand all day, and based on the surveys that you guys have written, this is the thing that makes you tired the most. Take a break. Take advantage of any cafe, park bench, shrine bench, restaurant, whatever. Find a place to sit down, take 5. The shopping will be there for you when you get back. Also, be sure to drink water, especially in the summertime. In addition, Japan has a lot of stairways like this one where there aren't elevators or escalators you can use. So you want to make sure that any luggage that you bring is something that you can carry up and down stairs comfortably. When boarding the train and going through the gates, you're going to want to touch your Suica card to this glowing pad on top of the gate. If you're using a ticket, you can put it into this slot right here. If you're using a JR pass or some other ticket that requires a staffed gate, proceed to the staffed gate indicated by station signs. Time to take the train! When you get to the boarding location indicated on the platform, form 2 lines to the left and the right of the door so that people can exit between you. Once everyone else has gotten off the train, you may board. Not all spots on the train are considered the same. If a seat is open, go ahead and take it. It's completely fine, and you can always offer it to someone if they need it. Second best choice is at the end of the cars. This is a place where not a lot of people go, so there's less of a chance that someone's going to run into you. Third best place to be is in the middle of the car, near the seats. The worst place to be is right in front of the doors, where you're more likely to be taken off the train by a herd of commuters. People do get injured this way, and if you're wondering if that's ever happened on a trip before, it has. Don't let it happen to you. A few manners for the train. In the mornings, keep your voices low to a whisper, and always, regardless of the time of day, keep your phone on silent mode, and absolutely no talking on the phone. Oh yeah, see these overhead racks? That's the space you get for luggage. So make sure that any bags you bring with you are placed up here. If you're taking a long-distance train or a Shinkansen, be sure that you take your luggage all the way to your seat and put it up on the seat so that everyone lined up behind you can board. You don't want to leave the rest of your trip or your friends back on the platform. Once you exit the train, make sure to move away from the doors as quickly as possible, and when you exit the gates of the station, move away quickly as well. Remember, all of you are better doors than windows, and you do not want to be in the way of a horde of rushing commuters. I know I've been talking about luggage a lot, and here's why. Japan is not really built as a country for a lot of luggage rolling around everywhere. Most of the trains in the city are built for commuters, not people with giant bags. In fact, the stereotype of the foreign traveler with a whole bunch of bags being dragged behind them has been picked up by unsavory corners of the media here in Japan and used as an excuse to sort of stereotype travelers. That's the last thing we want for anyone in one of our groups, and that's why we offer a couple services to help you manage your luggage and get a lot of stuff in Japan, but still be able to take it home and not crowd up the trains. PacSet is a participant in Japan's hands-free travel program. What that means is that during your trip, we will ship one of your bags ahead to another hotel or to the airport so you can pick it up before your flight home at no extra charge. You can ship extra bags for a small nominal fee. For either shipping type, speak to your guide for details. Welcome to our first stop of the trip. Today it's Ikegami Honmonji Temple in Ota Ward. During the trip, there are 3 kinds of stops that we'll be making. The first is a stop where you'll be sticking with the guide the whole time. These are rare. The second kind is a free day where you'll be able to go off and do whatever you want. Your guide will be there to provide directions, maps, and any sort of assistance you need with your free day beforehand. The last stop, and the most common stop on a PacSet adventure, is called a flex stop. A flex stop works this way. We come to an area, much like this one, we gather the group, I give you a little bit of culture and history about the area where we're in, and then I give you a meeting spot and a time. From there, you have 3 choices. You can stick with the guide for the entire time, you can stick with the guide for a little while and then break off, or you can break off completely. You can travel however you like and see however much or however little of whatever you want to see. Just make sure that you're back at the designated meeting spot at the designated time to move on to the next destination. Before rejoining the group, we also suggest you hit the bathroom. There are 4 kinds of meals on your trip, and they're color-coded on your schedule. Green meals are meals that are paid for with your trip costs and they've already been taken care of. Blue meals are meals that are not covered by the trip costs, but we've made a reservation and you've already said if you want to go or not. Red meals are completely on your own. They're free time. So if you need help finding a restaurant, please speak to your guide beforehand. Purple meals are meals that the guide is organizing for the group, but they're being organized on the spot. That means that if the group is large, or even if the group is not that large, there may be a wait for a table, and that wait may be very long. In the last few years, we've had a few complaints who said that their trip day was too long because of these purple meals. So be aware that if you go out with the group like that, those meals may eat up a lot of time, pun intended. Although Japan has a reputation as a place full of cutting-edge tech, like pachinko, it doesn't have a lot of free Wi-Fi. So you're going to want to check with your cell phone provider or rent a Wi-Fi modem to stay connected. We're going to be sending you some information with your guidebook about how to do that. Speaking of money, when you get your guidebook, you're also going to be receiving a planning sheet for how to get the most money for your dollar when you're turning your dollar into yen. We're also going to be talking about using ATMs and credit cards abroad. While credit card use in Japan has increased since the first time we opened up for business, there is still a lot of limits on it, and you're going to want to make sure that you have cash to use during your trip. On that note, if you need an ATM, make sure to let us know before you run out of money, not when you run out of money. While there are lots of ATMs in the cities, there are many places that don't have them at all or have ATMs that close after dark. Make sure to let us know before you run out of money, not when you run out of money. Otherwise, you might be out of money entirely. Okay, let's talk manners. Rule number 1, don't leave your chopstick sticking up in your food like this. It's used in death rituals and it's kind of worse than the middle finger. Instead, when you're eating or taking a break from eating, set your chopsticks across the bowl just like that. Also, don't tip in restaurants. Tipping is not done in Japan, unless you want to tip your guide at the end of the trip. If you want to do that, there's an envelope provided with your guidebook. If you smoke, make sure to smoke in a designated area, especially in outdoor crowded city areas where smoking areas are provided. Also, if you're sensitive to cigarette smoke, smoking indoors and in bars is still a big thing here, so make sure to let your guides know ahead of the trip so that we can make plans for you. If you're using a bathroom, keep the door closed, even when it's not in use. It's bad manners to leave any door open after you've used the bathroom, even if the bathroom is unoccupied. Look near the door handle. You may see a red or blue indicator. Red means occupied. Blue, or sometimes clear, means it's open. Finally, and this is the most important thing, if you're taking pictures of a person and not a crowd, be sure to ask for permission first. It's a nice thing to do. Don't be a creeper. It's not nice here and it's not nice in your home country. Welcome back to the hotel. In the evenings, we'll come by your room with something called the turn down service. It's a local suite along with a slip of paper that includes the meeting time for the next day and the forecast, what kind of weather and stuff to expect for the next day of travel. Also, if you don't want the turn down service or you're going to bed early, hang up your do not disturb sign out your door and we'll just leave the service outside your door for you to pick up in the morning. The last thing I want to tell you is this. It's the most important thing. If you have a problem during the trip, let us know. We're here to make sure that your vacation is everything that you want it to be, but we can't help if we don't know what's going on. So even if we look stressed or busy or flustered, please come to us with any problems that you have so that we know what's going on and we can help you fix it. On behalf of me, myself, and I, and all the vending machines that are about to take all of your money, we can't wait to welcome you to Japan. Isn't that right? On behalf of these colorful blossoms, we can't wait to welcome you to Japan. On behalf of this strange melody that they play every day around 5 p.m. for reasons unbeknownst to anyone, we can't wait to welcome you to Japan. On behalf of everyone at PacSet, thank you for choosing to travel with us. We can't wait to welcome you to Japan.